don't trust a DJ that doesn't dance.
Wow.
Yeah. Everybody jump.
Don't turn off the mic.
For me, space is like my Mecca.
How I'm going to be a big DJ if I'm not using drugs? Do you wanna?
I don't have to like fake who I am.
But if it's a fat check, I can play three
I can
times.
play whatever the fuck you
every
want.
day.
Your dream's not dead. Like, I'm living my dream right now.
Hi everyone, guys. If you're wondering why I have this very light skirt, it's because I'm in Miami and here is very hot and sweaty. And can I say like that? I don't know. And we have a very wonderful guest, amazing artist. I'm waiting for him in Los Angeles, but he decided not to come. So I came to him, John Monoky.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
What's going on,
yeah.
everybody?
John, I was waiting for you for a long time, and I was scared that you will not come. But you said that you're super professional, that you're not doing like any stuff like that, that you're not coming to the shows or.
Oh, yeah. I may not answer all the texts or, you know, be on top of it all the time, but I've learned over the years that show up early, be punctual, and get my stuff done.
Yeah, you said like you came 10 minutes before. You have to be here. I'm like, oh my God, like, and you had a party last night.
I bought a lint roller. I got the dog fur off of me. Yeah. This is a professional thing over here. Yeah, I ended up at Space last night mainly because you told me you were going to be there, and I came to hang out with you. And I was discussing with you how to kind of handle the time frame of Miami Music Week, which we are about to be into. Actually, it kind of started last Friday, but we're just getting into it now. Actually, last night was the first time I think it's been started on like full out Tuesday, and it kind of started last Friday, but it's going to go until next Tuesday. So it's, over the years, they've just kind of added dates and.
No, and I'm so happy that you find the time during the Miami Music Week to come here because everyone is so busy, and it's my first Miami Music Week. I'm super excited.
Is it really?
Yes, and my Art Basel the last time was the first in my life, and the Miami Music Week is the first time, and I'm super excited to see all the.
But you came out prior to Art Basel, though, right? I met you before Art Basel.
No.
That was the first time.
Yes. It was some festival or something. I forgot.
3 Points?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
look,
yeah.
I'm wearing my 3 Points pants. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Nice.
I just want to tell like the short story how we met. I was at the 3 Points and see you playing B2B with
Miss Matta.
Yes.
Rachel.
Yes,
yeah.
with Rachel. You played together, and I remember that I found both of you on Instagram and just texted because the music was cool and I was dancing and it was so much fun. And you reply right away and you get in the contact, like in touch so fast. Is it like your regular thing that you're reply to the people and like starting dialogue and conversation with them, or it's just me?
I actually I've gotten really good at that if people contact me and they are appreciative of what I do and what I give to them, those are the people that end up coming to gigs and supporting you nonstop and commenting on your social media and tagging you in videos and stuff. And I will go out of my way to give those people guest list and hook them up and make sure that they're having the time of their lives whenever they come to see me play. And it's it pays back tenfold in kind of the attention and feedback you get from the audience and stuff. And now, because of all those relationships that have blossomed over just people messaging me and saying, "Hey, that was a great set," that has it has a lasting effect on who comes to my gigs, who actually responds to me as an artist and buys my music and supports me in
in a different way, and
Yeah, in
not
a
just
different
like.
way. Yes.
So for you, it's like really, really important to have a support around you, friends, people who coming to your gigs and stuff like that. So you're doing the same thing to other artists.
Yes. Yeah. It's funny. Over the years, I've found that the biggest supporters aren't my friends and people I hang out with day to day. It's actually random people that find me at things like 3 Points and message me in the
Yeah.
DMs and say, "Hey, that was a really good set, and I really appreciate what you do." And that honestly, there's something about that that drives me to pick up more of those people. There's like fans like that. Do I have bagel in my
No, no,
mustache?
no.
Okay.
Yeah, I remove it
She fed me
afterwards.
bagels and cream cheese and lox this morning.
I
Yeah.
just want to say it's okay. I just guys, can you check my phone if I put airplane mode? Um, I just want to say one more thing about the support and stuff like that. I'm in Miami. Here is not my like team around me right now, and I'm very happy that I have people from Miami FM, the whole team. The guys bring cameras. After that, I will film all of them because all the cameras like on us right now. But it's about the support and about
Yeah.
the help. It's so cool that I texted to the guys and said like, hey, I have very cool guest and I need some help with equipment because I cannot bring all the cameras and stuff like that. And there is no any questions. The guy said like, yeah, of course, let's do that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I'm playing at their events this time, and so it's like a win-win situation for all of them, for all of us. I mean, yes, sorry, my English is still bad, but we will leave all the links. The guys doing amazing music sets, the filming artist in the
Cool.
a few cameras doing cool editing and stuff like that. So a big shout out to Mia FM, guys. I love you, thank you for doing it.
Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
um John, let's back to your big heart, because I think that you have a very big, kind heart, even if you're not answering me to my text sometimes. But I accept this part of you because you're an artist and your heart is everywhere. That's how I see you. That you are trying to not like trying, you help to everyone. You're trying to be everywhere, like working, performing, stuff like that. And I think that's what make you unique as a person first, as an artist
Well,
too.
at some point years ago, I've been doing this for, I don't want to date myself, but for years now. And at some point, I realized that it's the old you catch more bees with honey than vinegar. Is that a saying? Yeah. Yeah. Or you catch more flies with honey than vinegar, I think it is. I, well, part of it is not losing myself, because in the industry you can lose yourself, you can lose who you are. And so I try to be genuine to myself in that uh I don't have to like fake who I am.
But if you're saying right now that you're trying not to lose yourself, so you have been at this edge when you almost lost yourself or not?
I mean, there's a whole thing of like, especially when I lived in LA, it's like the old fake it till you make it kind of thing.
Shout
And
out to LA.
yeah, and there's a lot of like bullshit to sift through. And I've found it in some way that, being genuine and being myself is way more endearing to other people. And also being nice to people, just helping out where you can, and not seeing every other DJ as competition, and keeping my head down and focused, but also helping other people that I know that are in the same position I was years ago, where literally I felt helpless. And I found actually like my main mentor, who I own a record label with, Basic Records. His name is Simone Vitullo, and I sent him, uh, you know, 6 tracks, and I had zero releases, and I sent him 6 tracks, and he, got back to me, gave me feedback. We worked on a couple tracks, and we released stuff, and it was like from there, every couple months I was prolific. I was releasing tracks every month, you know.
Crazy.
Yeah. And that was my basically he gave me my start and gave me the confidence to keep producing and keep making tracks. And now I'm on so many record labels. I have so
And
much
right now
music
you are
out.
a resident of
Yeah.
many clubs and
Yeah.
festivals here. You live in LA for how long?
I was in LA from 2008 to 2000. Um, yeah,
Like,
that's somebody spinning. That's
yeah.
that's Skrillex is playing
Skrillex
next
is
door.
here.
Yeah.
Is Skrillex playing house right now? So what are you talking about?
Oh, I don't know. That was my bad. That was some trap. Um, yeah. So I was there from 2008 to the beginning of COVID. I was there maybe 2020.
But when you said about like fake people and stuff like that, of course, like LA full of beautiful and wonderful people as well. But I think everyone understand what you're talking about this game because I feel this as well. When you lived there, did you play this game or like did you follow these rules? Did you feel
Um,
because sometimes I feel that
a
I kind
little
of
bit,
you have to
a
a
little.
little
You
bit you
have to
have
a
to
little bit. Yeah,
otherwise
you
you're
have
not
to a
playing.
little bit. Yeah. Um, I love LA. There's a very much a sensation though that the people in LA are kind of like, what have you done for me lately, or what can you provide to me, as opposed to having like a mutually beneficial relationship, which is where I am now, especially with the people from Link Miami Rebels and Space and um, the Insomniac crew, where it's a lot of give and take. They treat me like family, And in LA, it was very much kind of a submissive relationship.
You giving me something and I give you something like
Yeah, yeah, a little.
kind of.
More of
I forgot this word in English. Like
more of you give and we take, that kind of thing. Um, but it, it
LA
it
will
treated
hate
me
us
really
after that.
well. Yeah, I mean, the other thing about LA is the nightlife is so different because it's uh the clubs open at 10 and they close at 2.
Oh, we just talked about it with Borak. You know
Yeah,
Borak?
yeah,
So and we just talking our podcast with him and just I just realized really the clubs open at 10 and finish at 2. What do you want from the club scene in LA?
right,
Like people like really trying to get money to pay all the DJs equipment and stuff
right.
like that. That's why they need like people with money, they need to sell the tables and
Yep.
everything is commercial and about like
And it's so fast. So, like let's say I was doing an opening set. I played at Sound. I was a resident at Sound for 7 years. Um and played some amazing shows with them and love the guys that run Sound, Jordan and Eric and some of the other people there. And we I would the opening set was 10 to 12, and people would go to dinner till 11:30, so you'd be playing kind of
for no
some
one.
would get there. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and honestly, you hone your skills in being able to take an empty dance floor and turning it into a party and handing it off to somebody who's actually, selling the tickets and bringing the people in. And um but then there's a whole other side to LA nightlife where it all goes to house parties after that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I actually got to play 8-10 hour sets. Like an hour and a half, 2 hour set to open up is for what I play, where I want to take the people on a journey and to lead them on a path of ups and downs. That doesn't happen in an hour and a half, 2 hours. Um so I ended up grabbing, all the mobile DJ equipment, speakers, DJ, like the decks, CDJs and whatnot. And I would play house parties, and that's where the real, nitty gritty, that's where the real feeling and ability to play long sets. Like, I would play 16-hour sets and yeah, at
Crazy.
house parties,
It's like a private house party, 16
private house
hours.
parties. Yeah.
Um, And what happened that you decided to move to Miami? Something happened?
Yeah, well, COVID happened,
Oh, okay.
and I actually had a
But
I was
COVID was
telling
everywhere in
you,
Miami too. Like,
there was no COVID in Florida.
oh, really?
Yeah, there was
Really?
no COVID. No.
Why no one's talking about
I
that?
know. It sounds it sounds messed up, but I went from playing like 15-person private house parties in LA where everything was closed down and there was testing at the door. Like they would bring in nurses and we would be tested, and then I'd play for 15 people. That was it. To coming here, and it was like I was playing these underground raves that were 2,000 people, but it wasn't like I was skirting the issue or like doing something that I felt wrong. Literally everybody was doing it. The entire state of Florida was doing it. It was
No, I
crazy.
remember in LA we have parties during the COVID too, but it more like desert parties, like festival,
That was in
unofficial.
LA, yeah, and
Yeah,
people were
yeah,
getting in trouble for it.
yeah. I
Yeah, like
know.
people were getting shamed for it and stuff. And then I moved here and it was like, it was just kind of the norm. And it was interesting to me because it was just so different from what I had been dealing with in LA. Um,
So you moved to Miami and you decided that this is your city. What
so,
did you feel when you came to Miami?
well,
Why?
my whole family's East Coast.
Oh,
My brothers and sisters live in New Jersey and Philadelphia, and my parents are uh, in Ohio, but they vacation in Florida for a couple months a year. So it was like, okay,
makes sense.
yeah, yeah. So uh, during that time period, Space decided that they were going to do these like pods, and
What is it, pods?
it was like these. It was like you stayed at your table. You
Oh,
wore a mask to your table, and you stayed in these pods, and they weren't.
during the COVID, they
This
decided to
is like
work.
middle, like when things started to lighten up a little bit. Um, they started doing that, and they asked me if I wanted to be one of the residents then and start doing the pod things. And for me, Space is like my Mecca. Like I would be there every music week, every Basel, everything. Like this was the place to be. And I immediately said yes. That was such an honor for me to join their
So
family.
you moved to Miami. You understand that, like your family coming often to Florida. Also, you found the people, like the space family, that you can be the part of this family as well.
Yeah.
So this make you to make a decision,
Well, it's
right?
crazy.
To
I
stay
mean,
here.
that just alone, the Space family, Coloma and Davide Link and David Sinopoli and Lucas and all the people that work there. It's just like it's literally a family, and they treat me so well. All the resident DJs, like I've gotten a chance to play with all of them: Danielino, Miss Matta, Thunder Pony, Backy, like. It's just next level for me, to play with these people that I came to Miami and saw in 2007, like people I idolized. I'm getting to play with on a regular basis. I played with Miss Matta last week for 6 hours before James
Wow.
Hype. Yeah. And there's something interesting about sitting down or playing a long set with somebody as professional as a Danielino or a Miss Matta, because there's a give and take, there's a relationship you build when you're DJing, and it's kind of you play off of each other. So you try to one up each other, or you try to you're mixing everything in key and bouncing tracks off that fit with each other, and you're also feeling out the vibe of the crowd and taking them on a journey, so it's
So you felt that you just growing up as an artist as well in Miami, right? Or
yeah, very much so.
you
Very
start
much
to
so.
have more connections here?
um Connections,
What about the
yes.
connections? How important for the artist to know how to build the relationship with the owners of the club or with
Honestly, that
how
is,
you doing that?
it's not just the owners of the club, it's the
Everyone, yes, of
security, it's
course,
the
of
door
course.
guys, it's the people that do the PR and the photographers, and it's what's the saying that it's like you can understand you can understand how somebody is by how they treat the
It's so
lowest,
interesting that you said like even to have a relationship with the security, which is
Yeah,
like so important.
so important. Yeah, I go in early. I talk to all the security guards. I'll ask if they want waters and food and stuff. It's like it's they hold the same weight that the owners hold. It's like if you're nice to them, you have the ability to do more stuff. It's you feel more at home when you're there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So we just like that's just kind of how I've always carried myself, and it's helped me in that way. But you mentioned the connections and the networking, and I've been DJing forever, and at some
How
point
many years?
I didn't want to do that. That's way too many. Way too many. It's intimidating to
John is
me to even
18,
say it.
by the
Yeah, I
way.
just turned 18.
Look
Yeah,
at his
finally
outfit.
legal. Yeah. Yeah. But I I you find that networking and those relationships are honestly 75% of the growth as an artist. It's that's how you grow as an artist and get bigger things, and people want to work with you if you have a relationship with them. You can't just
Show up at your
no,
gig
that's
and
it. You can't just show up at your gig and be an asshole and leave and expect people to want to work with you. It's about growing your network. It's the same as any industry. I worked in real estate before I got into DJing, and it was
in the past life.
yeah, in a past life, yeah. And it's all networking. There's a whole study on um becoming famous or becoming good at what you do in your job, kind of, and it all kind of they did a whole study on it, and it's all kind of who your circle of friends are and who you're connected with and who you're networked with. It completely has a direct impact on how big your career is. You can't just be kind of isolated and grow
Yeah.
as an artist. Yeah.
Uh,
Although even that's how I would like to do it sometimes when I'm sitting in the studio and I'm like isolated and trying to grind and stuff. But
it's about the balance. I mean,
that's
sometimes
there's
you
a
have to
balance there.
be
Yeah.
isolated in the studio, but sometimes you have. Sometimes I feel myself. I can like. I'm not a party person. I don't like.
Yeah.
I'm not you that I can sleep 2 hours, go to the space after that sleep. I love to sleep during the night, but of course when I'm playing, I'm playing. But sometimes I'm like, okay, like I have to go to this new club, Spotlight in Los Angeles. I want to sleep or I want to watch movie in my bedroom under the blanket. I'm like, no, it's part of my work too. It's not just my work to play the music. Also, is my work to go out, to say hi, to introduce
Right.
myself, to see the new place, like to respect other DJs and stuff like that. And in some of way, I push myself to go. But when I'm coming, of course, I'm having fun and stuff like that. But you have to realize that this is a part of your job as well to
Big
go
time.
out.
Big time. I mean, supporting other DJs, supporting.
I mean, Damien Lazarus
Yeah.
didn't need my support. I'm just having fun.
But it's important. Like
Yeah.
I like I really believe in the concept of don't trust a DJ that doesn't dance. You know? Yeah.
Wow.
And I've seen it where DJs come in, they don't listen to the opening set, they play their set, they leave immediately, they don't listen to the closer, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you in this if you're not enjoying the other people, if you're not soaking in what other people are playing and getting a feel of what music. You know what? I gained so much from watching other DJs play and seeing what works for them. Also, Shazam. Yeah. I mean, I'm auto Shazamming everybody. Yeah. I'm auto Shazamming everybody.
the last time when I told you that I've been at the Bora set
Yeah.
at the Rasa festival, and I wake up the next morning and the whole my album, like last 20 photos,
Yes.
was a screenshot of the Sasham
Yes.
track, and I'm just like sitting like,
Oh,
okay,
I
okay.
auto Shazam, and then if it's a really good track, I'll open it up and screenshot it and be like, all right, I need to play that at some point.
Yeah.
Because you get a direct correlation of how it
But
works with the
I
crowd.
understand what you said about that if you're not enjoying the DJs who playing before you and stuff like that. But can you imagine if you're a big artist, you have like a few shows in a week, you'll even not be able physically to like as you it's you are like open, you full of
That's
energy,
different.
but
That's different
I
though,
think
because
it's
I haven't
impossible
made it yet, and these people like that come in and they're already sensations. It's like I don't expect them coming in and
for the
doing
whole
it.
set.
I see some people that will come early. Some people that I would say, wow, that's a superstar, and they come early and they check out sets. And for example, somebody like Ferric Dawn, who I absolutely love, and I think he's a legend. He came like an hour early before I opened for him. Not only to see me play, but it was his first time really getting to jam on the terrace, and he wanted to feel out the crowd and what he could play. And it's like, okay, that's a professional. That's somebody who really understands where to take a crowd and how to feel them out and where to take them on their journey,
Yeah.
if you will. Yeah.
I think it's very important, honestly. Like, to really come early. For me, even when I'm playing, like for example, tonight I'm playing at the MIAFM event about last night, and I just asked guys, what kind of place is it? Like, is it the
Yeah.
hotel? Like, or what the people are there? What the vibe? Because it's very important to understand your audience to start feeling it.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
what they're expecting, what kind of music you can play, what the vibe, what the mood you can bring there. It's like really important
Yeah.
how you can understand the people. So I know that you have a big experience, but I can tell like from my side, sometimes you really can come to your set and you prepare the set, you're trying to read the audience, but sometimes you can miss it. Sometimes you
Oh yeah.
can not be on the mood, not be on the same wave with the people, and sometimes I can ruin the vibe because you're trying to catch it, you're trying to do that. You understand what I mean? And you
Yeah.
cannot it.
I
And
have like a distinct
you're
recollection.
going
Yeah.
like down to this black hole and everything is going bad. Sometimes it's happened with me. So do you have this type of situations and how you handle it?
Yeah, especially in like a long set or in a set where I'll come out with an idea of what I'm going to play, and uh, the crowd is completely different. But then that's where your kind of DJ instincts kick in. And what I'll do is I'll deviate from kind of you and I set up our playlist a little the same where I'll set up 100 tracks that I could get into, but they'll kind of some will tangent into different genres and stuff, and I play everything. So um like a lot of house and techno and indie dance and afro house and tech house, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
I can go in a bunch of different ways. So I'm comfortable with deviating from what I would do and kind of tossing in a track and seeing if the crowd is responsive to it. And I've played to crowds, not necessarily at space, because most of them are very responsive and I can switch on a dime and
Yeah,
figure
yeah.
out what they will like. But like I played one at one of those warehouse. It was like one of my worst sets ever. I played one at that one of those warehouses in Miami. It was when I first moved here, and it was like like a quarter Tulum crowd, a quarter Miami Latino crowd, and
Mm-hmm.
then like 50% just like rager, I don't even know, like bangers. And I could not for the
To
life of
please
me figure out
everyone.
you could no, like I'd play one track and that a quarter would be dancing, and then I'd play another track and the Tulum crowd would be
And what
dancing.
to do in this situation? Just let it go.
you got to just, at that point, you just got to play for yourself and try to find a zone, you
When
know?
you playing, first thing, you playing to enjoy that, like for yourself first to
That's it.
enjoy, or to don't turn off the mic.
Always. Did I turn it on?
No, I don't know. I'm just checking. No, no, no. You're good. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, hit a
we
button.
we have a
Oh,
professional
we're
team.
good?
They're
Okay.
taking
Yeah,
care of it.
I'm a
So
professional.
first, it's the DJ has to enjoy the music, or the people.
It's a give and
first.
take. Like sometimes I'll do, let's say it's like a super touristy crowd, and I know that they'll only get kind of stimulation from a lot of vocals or build-ups and drops, which
Yeah.
that's not really my cup of tea, even though I get pigeonholed into playing a lot of that vibe. Um,
It's my cup of tea.
I will mix it up. I'll play 2 tracks for them, 1 track for me, or 1 track for me, 1 track for them, and see if they're responsive to something a little deeper or something a little weirder, or just groovers. Like sometimes I'll play groovers and just I'll look up and the crowd's just staring at me, and I'm like, it's a groover. There's 2 minutes of a groove. Like you don't need to have constant stimulation for the crowd to be up and down and know when to dance. Like I'm not getting on the mic and going, everybody jump, like 1, 2, 3, 4.
You doing mic?
No,
things?
fuck no. I haven't been on the mic ever.
I know.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, DJs use it, or other people who playing more like tech house EDM things.
Oh, yeah,
They
but
love this thing.
I know. That's like, hey, let's go. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I'm trying to educate the crowd. I'm trying to. Okay,
How you
my
educate the crowd
concept
by the
of a
music?
good DJ is playing music for people that they didn't know that they wanted to hear. Like I don't want to play tracks that are the
Already
top
new.
tracks, like that they already know. And some people only want to hear tracks that they already know. So
Or some cool remixes that they know, but they
yes.
never hear these
Yeah.
remixes.
Yeah. So if you find that, I mean, personally, I never play the same set 2 times in a row. I never play the same set
No,
ever.
the same set
alike.
is
No.
boring. You
Because
can
I'm
play the
playing for
same tracks.
myself too,
When I play the same sets and I feel myself disgusting.
Oh, it's
because
like selling your soul. I've done it.
Yes, it's
Yeah, I've like going back to those house parties. Like sometimes I would have to dumb down the sets and play stuff that people knew and remixes of famous tracks that are just kind of cheesy, and it's like, okay, I can't really do that because you feel like you're selling your soul, and it's like life sucking, It's like there's no enjoyment unless you get that fat check afterwards.
But if it's a fat check, I can play 3
I can
times
play whatever the fuck you
every
want.
day.
Yeah.
What is the biggest check was?
I mean, I was making
Around maybe.
I was making like $15K for those parties in LA a couple times a month. Oh wait, don't put that down. I was making.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I cannot listen.
I was making like $500. Yeah.
I give it 50. No, 150. Okay. It's for how many hours? 15K.
Sometimes a lot. Sometimes like 16-hour sets and stuff. But I thrive off of playing long sets. Like when I was doing in COVID, I also was doing Twitch for Abracadabra.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and we were doing 75,000 viewers in a night, something like that.
Yeah.
60, 70,000 viewers in a night.
Wow.
And I was playing every week. I was playing 20-hour sets, 24-hour sets.
You crazy. You always saying in this kind of stories
Yeah.
like 20 hours set.
20 hours, yeah. The longest one was 24 and a half hours. And it was fun. I knew my sticks so fucking well. Every single track I knew what fit with what. And again, every week I would go out and I was playing 18, 20, 18, 24, 16, like long ass sets. And they were never the same. Like I was going through deep on my sticks and finding tracks I hadn't played. And then when I started playing, I knew my sticks really, really well.
Okay, the next question after your speech. How many hours you spend to download the new stuff? How many tracks you downloading to play new set every time and to know your library well, as you
Yeah.
said? How long you
Well,
spend?
I'm a
How many hours?
hoarder. I'm like a music
Every day?
hoarder. Uh
Every second day?
every day. No, not every day. Like 2, 3 times a week I'll download 100
How do
tracks.
you? And you saying that you know every tracks? Is it?
I don't know every track, but I
I mean, not like no tracks, but you
yeah,
remember that
I
this is.
remember them, yeah. And I'll play them and like I'll play them at home and I'll go through them and I'll make mixes and stuff and um I'm doing 300 tracks a week. My sticks probably have uh 25,000 songs on them and I can navigate them relatively well because the way I have them organized is by gigs. So like let's say I play with James Hype and then the next week I'm playing with Dombrowski and
Yeah,
the next week I'm with Boris Brejcha.
yeah,
I'll have lists of 100 tracks that fit
yeah, yeah,
those things. So the next time I play with say I don't like Eric Prydz,
yeah.
like a lot of the Boris Brejcha stuff could fit in there because it's like that techno-y melodic techno kind of stuff.
Right now, just tell the beautiful names and big names from the music industry. Tell me tell us three names, which is like the most beautiful B2B set you ever had,
B2B,
and why.
B2B,
Okay, maybe,
B2B, or like played before and handed off and
or maybe like a few tracks, maybe you just like jamming a little bit that you really enjoy to play too.
uh well I mean some of the Space Residents have been insane, like um Daniel Lino, one of our sets was just absolutely fire. Backy, the set with Boris Brejcha
Yeah. No, he's
was,
insane. I love him.
it was right after everything kind of really opened up in Miami. So it was like it was a Sunday. I think we started at 5 p.m. and we played till 9 or something. We played 4 hours
Yeah.
of just like, just, it was just like, I have the chills from doing it. It was absolutely insane.
Bora, who else?
Um, who else would I mean B2B, I don't know, but I like I opened for Solomon at a house party one time, which was hilarious cuz
Tell us the
yeah.
story.
Yeah.
Because my experience with Solomon was wonderful.
No, no, no.
I'm
I
kidding.
love Solomon. I love Solomon. I
No,
just when
tell
we
the
were
story.
handing it over,
I think I know what you want.
yeah, yeah, we were handing it over, and I was playing a track. I was like an harmonica track, and we came up, and he filtered out my bass line, and we were like still kind of jamming. He was like still setting up equipment, and I brought my bass line back in. He smacked my hand away, and the promoter came up and he's like, did he just smack your hand away?" And I was like, "Yeah, he smacked my hand away." That was my one experience of playing with
Did
Solomon.
did you wash your hands after that or
I
not?
don't know. This is still Solomon's slap right here. It's crazy.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
fun. But I know that you're a good friend with Blondish.
Yeah, Blondish is the homie. She's amazing. We get along. When she's in Miami now, so we get to hang and it's just, she's chill. We work together in the tech
Who is she
industry
as a
for a
person?
while.
Because like 99% of the people know her just as an artist, like a person with a huge energy, very cool, like dancing style of music, very shiny, sunny person
That's how she is behind the
in the real
scenes
life.
too. She's super supportive and loving and interested in my day-to-day stuff, and she's just she's just a shit, she's like she's just a cool ass person who's just living the dream, and she's been super supportive of me. We hung out last week and or 2 weeks ago, and went out to dinner, and then she was like, "Yo, play me some of your new tracks." And we were in my car, and I played 5 of my new tracks, and she sat there and gave me feedback on each one. I took notes, and I went home and made some changes to
Oh
tracks.
wow.
Yeah, yeah, it was really dope. And that's just her. She's all about spreading the love and kindness, and a lot of who she like I mean who she what she portrays to be in a public sense is exactly what she's like in a private sense too.
I don't know. I'm just like thinking that sometimes I have the feeling that the when the bigger is artist, then more simple and true he is, and when the artist is just like a little bit becoming like bigger, he's already has a crown on, on his head. Sometimes I
There's a
met these
weird
people,
yeah.
but it's so cool that she like a AA artist right now. She has like tour around the world, and she still have this.
No,
You understand, like
I
grounded.
see it. I see it. Uh, at like firsthand accounts of it's the people that are confident in their success and have made it are genuine a little bit, and they are the ones that they're not they don't see you as a competitor, and they're helpful, guys like Boys Noise is one of the nicest guys on the planet, and he's sent me stuff. BT too. It's the guy. It's the people that haven't made it yet who see everyone else's competition because they just haven't crossed that line of you know of making it where they're confident enough that they don't see everybody as competition, kind of. And I run into people all across the board, so it's not written in stone that what I just said, but I see it quite a lot as being that way.
Can you tell some of the artists that you may be not like disappointed, but you're like, okay, this artist has a crown on his head. Do you have someone in your mind that?
Oh, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Yeah.
I wanted that.
Yeah. Oh, there's some people that I can't. I hate
Okay. Okay,
their
can you tell me?
entourages.
Can you tell me when
Yeah.
the camera will be off?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I probably have a list of them, but would I say them? No, I don't think so. I play with too
But
many.
they are exist.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a lot of people that are too cool for school, and
To go for school.
yeah, and it- they see people like me as being below them, even or just everybody below them, and it's like, okay, well, you're not that fucking cool.
Yeah. You really like very popular and busy in Miami, playing in every festivals and clubs. Uh, have you ever think to go like to the Yever tour, like to play in other countries? Are you comfortable to stay here and have to be busy in Miami, in Florida?
Yeah. Well, for like 2 years ago, I was doing a decent amount of touring. I was playing a bunch of festivals. And before COVID, I was doing a bunch of traveling and whatnot. And then now that I have the residency at Space, I kind of weirdly get the best of both worlds, where I can
So
stay
here is
home.
your world.
Kind of. I mean, I would like to tour and travel more, but I'm playing 3 4 times a month, these massive shows. I don't have to do all the travel, which is like the life sucking part of
You're
the
too old for that.
yeah, fuck. I can stay with my animals. I
Oh, you
can
have dogs.
Yeah, I have 2
Yes.
dogs that we chill, and I'm producing now. I haven't released in a little while, but I have about 15 tracks now that I'm piling up, and I'm about to release some on my label with Simone.
Do you want to go to London to play some shows or
Oh yeah, yeah,
to?
yeah. I would love, like, yeah, yeah, yeah. The dream is not dead here to be. I'm not just packing up and sitting down and resting on my laurels now. And you see it now with some of the other residents, Miss Matta and Backy, and they're playing a bunch of festivals. They're playing. Insomniac's got them on Skyline, and I mean Miss Matta is playing everywhere now. She's amazing. So uh, good for her. Like she's deserved it all the time. Um, and I'm kind of gearing back up to get into that mode because I have some releases coming. I think they'll do well. Um, my problem was I released my best tracks like during COVID. Like my literally my I had one get to like 13 on Beatport, and then
Oh wow.
it ran into some. They mislabeled it and it got pulled, and it ended up dropping from 13 to 106 in one day, and we're like, okay, well that's fucked up. And then it jumped back up to 35 because Dennis Farrer started playing it. So which I think had an impact on it. Uh, so now it's like, okay, I can gear back up and start getting into it. But also part of that was I was working in the tech industry, and uh, just I was on my phone 14 to 16 hours a day producing content, working my tech stuff, checking markets and things like that. And I was like, yo, I need to just take a break from all this. And I took a tech break of like 4 months where I just, I was trying to do 1 to 2 hours a day on my phone. And it was like very cathartic and kind of, paradigm shifting for me where I don't have to be sitting on my phone all day and producing content and
So
stuff.
for you to be residents in space and playing factory town and stuff like that, it's really comfortable like position for now for today.
Yes. Yeah. It's very, yeah. But
That's
but
what
I
you
don't
need.
want to that's the thing. I don't want to be too comfortable because I enjoy what
No comfortable. Just make it.
I enjoy kind of testing myself and living outside my comfort zone.
What is it to live outside of comfort zone for you?
Um Going to new countries, going to new cities, going to new venues, testing out new music. There's something to be said about, like, if I play at Space every weekend for a couple months in a row, like I'm changing my music around, but a lot of times I'm playing to generally the same types of crowds. When you go to a new city, it's a completely different scene. Different music has a different, yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
feeling. Like I played in Chicago at Spy Bar recently, and it's like I couldn't play the same set I played at Space. I
For
played
sure.
Space at Spy Bar because
For
it just
sure.
wouldn't connect. So you have to have that, be able to adjust and be able to adapt on the fly to connect with audiences in different cities. And that's part of the challenge, and you get to play different
It's
music.
like
And
a
yeah,
game for me. When I'm playing in
yeah,
New York, I'm already like understand that New York is different than LA or
yep.
than Miami. You have to realize. One more topic that no one gonna ready to talk to me about. You know what?
What's that?
It's alcohol and drugs.
Oh,
Because like to be honest, like music and like clubs and stuff like that, it's entertainment and people coming to relax, having fun and stuff like that. And of course, like alcohol and drugs is something around, even if it's illegal, something from that, but still it exists. To be honest, we know about it. And for me, when I start like playing the music and see how it will go, I realized that I'm drinking, but I'm not drinking 8 days already. I stopped. Decided to have a break after my
oh shit.
birthday, so which is it's cool. I have sometimes this type of thing, but about this like drug situation, I decided that is not my type of story because
Sure.
if I wanna be an artist and I wanna play shows and stuff like that, I think I will not be alive to do that the whole my life and mixing as the other artist doing. It's just like my choice. I'm not judging anyone. It's everyone's decision.
Sure, it
But
has to be your choice. Yeah.
and I don't know, do you believe or not? But some of the artists they saying that it's funny, I know, but they said that I'm not how I'm gonna play, how I'm gonna be a big DJ if I'm not using drugs. It's not like overall, but it's not like that you're not using because it's like a part of the how right to say
No,
you
for
like
sure.
together like it's the same like you're going to smoke cigarettes and if you're not smoking they're like staying together talking and you're not joining the this can
Sure.
help me to
No,
explain the
no.
situation.
So actually, that was a fear that I had when I I quit drinking in 2013.
So how many? Like 11 years?
Yeah,
You are
11
not
years now.
drinking. You're not
Yeah.
doing
Yeah, I was
anything.
sober for 11 years. Yeah. I
And
was
what is it?
Cali sober for like
Calisthenics.
like a 2 year period there where I was doing a little
Let's tell.
psychedelic, but
Yeah,
like not
but drugs
nothing.
is bad.
Yeah,
Say to
yeah.
everyone.
But
So what is it to be sober in the music industry, not to drinking, doing drugs and stuff like that, but still to be in the music industry and have a friends and stuff like that?
honestly, it's way easier. Way easier. And that sounds so weird to say because that's not something I would have thought before I got sober, because part of the my understanding of it was that you had to connect with the audience, and part of that is being on the same level as them. Um, and I never thought that I would be able to feel the same energy as the crowd if I wasn't on drugs or alcohol. And it's actually the complete opposite. For me, I can get, well, first off, I gave up the drugs and alcohol and immersed myself in music. That was my new drugs and alcohol. It was I got the same sensation from being
But
from just
something
listening to good stuff.
happened. Something happened that you stopped drinking,
I
and
was just a fucking mess. Yeah,
so it
like
was like some.
no, no, no. I mean, from college all the way till I, until I quit drinking, like I would just, there wasn't a 10-day period where I was sober, like at all. Like I drank for, 10 years straight or something, 15 years straight or something.
Like drink like we are regular drinking, I guess,
Like
like at the
benders. I would go on
parties.
benders just straight up. Like I would start Thursday and go to Tuesday and then be miserable for 4 days and then start drinking again on a Thursday, and
And what's
like,
happened when you realize that it's ruining your life?
um, it didn't ruin my life. I was just a
But it's a
piece of
side
shit.
effect.
Yeah. Like I just got into like, just shit I shouldn't have been doing, like I'd be at a restaurant, like eating off of random people's food and like, just like, and just running around like a crazy person. And once I actually, I had a really good job at that point too. And like, I, I remember I was in Vegas and I remember looking in the mirror and just being like, I'm not happy with myself, like I wasn't doing music at the time. I was DJing, but like from my computer on virtual DJ, like at house parties and stuff. And I was like, I'm pretty miserable. Like I'm not happy with myself. And I just quit cold turkey. Like one day, just quit. That was like January 31st, 2013, I think. Um, I haven't touched alcohol since. Um,
No, but when you are like at the parties right now and playing, like I have a million situation when someone like, do you wanna? Do you wanna? And you're always
yeah,
trying to explain, not I don't. No, I'm not doing this, guys.
yeah,
And
that doesn't phase me anymore. It did it did for the first little bit. I went to AA. I did 90 meetings in 90 days. Um, when I first got sober. Like I quit and then I was like, maybe I should go, try to do some stuff. And that just gave me like personal accountability, that those meetings and stuff. And then after that, I was like, I wish I had that extra hour and a half in a day to go do something. I actually started CrossFit then, and half my gym was sober. There's a weird relation with working out and being sober and stuff. And they were supportive in that. And I just, I would work out, and then I started getting more into DJing, more into field. And then
you
at that
became more
point,
productive.
yes, more productive. And the whole thing of not being able to read a crowd or understand what level they're on. Um, Actually, that it came like it got a little wonky at some point when the drug of choice moved from like ecstasy to K, because everything kind of slowed down, and I didn't understand that because I'd never done K. And that happened at like Burning Man. I'd be playing
Me
stuff and
too.
I'd be like, yeah. But I'd be playing stuff and I'd be like, yo, this doesn't like it's not connecting at all. And everything was like 116 BPMs. And I'm playing even 123 felt fast for that. And then I figured out like you can't make everybody happy in that situation. But I was still able to find my niche where I was playing to, you know, the people that understood what I was playing, and I still had a good crowd read. But it's weird when you're playing music and you just kind of like, all right, nobody's really feeling this, that in that situation. Like,
How the artists or people react when you saying that you're sober for so long?
I mean, to be honest with you, now I notice that there's a lot of sober
A
DJs.
lot of, yeah.
Yeah.
Right now it's more. Who do you know that the sober from the
Um,
DJs?
well, a bunch of guys I play with. I think. I think like Cascade
I hope.
is. Yeah, Cascade is. I think Dead Mouse
Um,
was for a while. Yeah.
the DJ that we've been the last time, the Fatboy Slim.
Fatboy Slim said he was. Oh yeah, he's been sober for 15 years or something. He said.
But he's jumping like as if
Yeah,
20
see,
years old
that's the
guy.
thing. Like if I'm in the zone and
That's
I'm
why you
playing
look
for
so young.
myself, I'm yeah, right. Yeah.
You have just old soul.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All of my little gamer friends call me old head. So I'm an old head now. Yeah.
But no, it's cool because I swear at some point I was thinking, no way, I have to start doing it because like it's all the time. It's like every time it's around you and people. Sometimes people are not like don't believe that like ask me a few times, what? Never? Are you like you never try? La, la, la? And I'm like no because
Yeah, and those
first
people
of all
are
I'm
really
afraid.
annoying.
I'm afraid to try in a way what if I will like it.
Yeah.
Who knows, so I don't
Yeah.
want to do any risk with that.
Yeah.
And I'm like I already like if even if I don't have enough sleep I'm becoming sick.
Yeah.
If I have like a cold flight like AC I'm becoming sick. I'm like
Yeah.
my body is already a little bit like weak and I don't want to put more stress to myself.
Well, that's it for me. The drinking and the drugs it was exhausting because I had
Yes.
to do it every weekend. It was like there was something going on that I had to do it. There was a birthday party or, there was a deal on sake at the sushi restaurant.
You know, they're just watching a movie.
Yeah.
The thing is that after that you don't have any like point saying no because you have a party or
Right.
this is a birthday and like every time there's kind of a reason.
Right.
If you like
right.
open this door, the door will be open forever, kind of.
Right.
So
And that's it. And technically I would just make excuses of why to party and once I gave it up, it was like I got rid of this crutch that I had because I was also like I felt like I wouldn't be, I wouldn't have like a free flow in conversation, because I didn't have that like liquid confidence, the lubrication to be talkative and
yeah,
feel comfortable in my own shoes, and like part of it is becoming comfortable with yourself and um it's weird. One of the things that I still notice to this day is one of the hardest things about being sober is getting into and out of conversations. I don't like, like sometimes I'll be in a conversation. I just don't want to be in it anymore. And it's like when you're drinking, you just kind of leave the conversation. And that's kind of what I do now. Like I'll just meander away and go do my own thing. And it also happens getting into a conversation too, because like you end up in these conversations that you don't belong in, and
yeah.
something about that is because I'm sober.
No, really, I have a lot of friends who are sober, not drinking. Even when I came to Miami last time, I have so many people who saying like I'm not drinking too, like I'm not doing drugs as well. And I'm like,
It's coming
wow.
in more into play now.
And it's so cool. Why do you
Yeah.
think it's becoming popular lifestyle?
I think people kind
Tired?
of see that it doesn't serve them, and also it's like people are conscious about their health and they know that uh, like going on benders and drinking nonstop is harmful a little bit to a certain extent. I mean, I honestly I wouldn't give back any of it. Like I would never take it back. I had some of the most amazing times. I met some of the best people, but it's like at some point it didn't serve me anymore. And I felt like I can still do what I do. I can still meet people. I can have meaningful conversations. I can still feel the ups and the downs in the nightlife. And I don't have to beat my body up and feel shitty for a week afterwards. I mean, also I was getting older and the hangovers were 4 days, like
It's not like
fuck.
when you're 17 and you can.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
remember at the school you can drink, and after that you go like, I don't know.
Oh yeah. Well, I would just wake up and
Crazy.
start boozing again.
But how you keep the energy level high when you're playing like 10 hour set and stuff like that? You're doing like Red
Sugar-free
Bull.
Red Bull, baby. Yeah. Yeah. Sugar-free Red Bull coffee, it's like, and then also just feel like the rush of adrenaline of like being in your zone. And yeah, same thing happens with me when I'm producing too. I'll be producing, and all of a sudden at some point it's like a runner's high where you reach this just like flow state. It's like a meditative flow state
Mm-hmm.
where I'll be producing, and all of a sudden it'll be 10 hours later and I'll have 3 tracks done. And I'll be like, I don't even fucking remember any of that. It's like, I don't know, Billy Madison when he does the. He's like, I don't know what happened. Oh, no, wait, that's not Billy Madison, is it? Yeah, it is. All right, whatever.
So you said that you have 15 unreleased track, and
Oh, yeah, I've been producing a bunch.
when they will be released? Like not all of them, but some of them.
Simone's gonna kill me because I have to send him the stems to do a new mix down on the one. But
Yeah.
I have 3 that should be coming out soon. I might have to have one resung because I maybe rip the vocals from something, but I really enjoy the track. I was listening to it on the way over here. It's fucking fire.
Send me.
Okay.
Yes.
It needs some changes, but it's hot.
It's cool. Tell me about your parents a little bit, how they are handling that you're a DJ, that you're an artist, that you have this kind of lifestyle. Do they need maybe a son, like a regular type of kid who has a? But you have a family.
Yeah.
Yes. So
I have
kind of they're kind of happy. I think that they have a. You have a kid, right?
No.
You don't have?
No.
You do your parents need
Just
like
the dogs. Oh
because
yeah.
I'm almost 30, but I'm a girl also, and my parents are always like, or grandmothers.
Yes.
When I have a husband, when I have a kids and stuff like that. But when I'm realizing that I want to build my career, that I have some plans for myself, and I'm from a very like Tatar strict family. When the girls are married like at 20 years old and have a family, and when I'm almost 30 and I have nothing except like my boyfriend, and it's kind of hard for them. How's your family accept the thing that the music is your life?
Oh no, I'm the youngest of 4, and I'm definitely the black sheep of my family. Everybody is married with children, and my parents are still,
What are your parents saying to you, or nothing?
It's funny. I'll send them pictures of like me playing to 5,000 people, and they'll be like, "Oh, that's great. Have you thought about getting a normal job?" And it's
They're still saying that?
Oh yeah,
Really?
yeah. I
Or
think they
it's a
said it on
joke?
the way over here. Yeah, I'm like they showed it. Yeah, yeah. They're like, what's the interview for? For your little DJ job?
Little.
Yeah. Oh, that'll never change. But that it's whatever. And like it's there's what's that meme where they're all at Thanksgiving dinner and the whole family turn around and they're like, oh, tell us about your little DJ job. I get sent that maybe once a week. So that's never going to change. So I just kind of, it is what it is.
Do you think is it how hard is it to have like a real full family, like 5 kids and stuff like that, and also to have a successful career? And
I've seen it. Like I've seen people do it. I've seen people manage it and handle it. For me
to
right
talk
now,
to these people. How to do
yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly. And there's a give and take there where, especially if you're touring and playing gigs all the time. And I mean, part of it is like I'm surrounded by beautiful girls all the time and people that want to invite you to parties all the time and stuff. And I never like indulged in that. I always kept it, kept it, what is it? Kept it 100, kept it 1000.
I
What do
don't
the
know.
kids say?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I always kept it a buck, and oh yeah, I think that's it. Cause I kept it 100. Um, and like I've just been able to, not be a fucking sleazeball and just be cool and like I've uh, I've never had any issue where like my personal life was affected by my DJ stuff. I don't think. Maybe some exes find that different. But I've been able to kind of just be a normal person, not be a fucking creep, and respect the
Yeah.
women in the industry and
Yeah.
respect myself. And
I see that you really respect women in the industry, especially in the way how you're talking about the girls DJ. I remember the last time that you really like try to help them to support and um thank you for that.
always, always. I mean, I recognize that it's it's an uphill battle for women in the industry, and I know where my fight has been, where I feel like it's me against the world, and I feel like if I was in, say, your shoes, it's you against the world, plus you're a woman in a male dominated industry where people are like, oh, she's only getting this because she's a girl or something, and it's like, fuck no, like you're talented as fuck. Like I've seen you play, like you're very, very good. As you're a DJ, it's not because you're a girl DJ. You're a DJ and you're talented, and I mean, so like Lupe is fucking talented. She's so good at what she does.
She's waking up right now
Yeah,
in
yeah,
in
she
the
she
room.
came away, and Blondish, like we've worked together, and I know how talented she is, and if like that extra push from somebody who is, I would say, I mean, established or has the networking and the ability. Like I know everybody. I know all the label managers and all the. I've played with every made like top DJ, and if I mean, it's not just female DJs. Like I'm helping a
To
lot of
everyone.
people.
Yeah.
People are sending me their music and asking for feedback and stuff. And it's just I'm not going to discriminate either way. Like if you're good and you have the drive, like I will support you. I will take you around like we did at Basel and introduce you to the right people, but you still have to make it happen. So um that's something that where I can give back and say, hey, like this is maybe something I never had where people supported me, blindly supported me, and just pushed me to people and introduced me to all the right people, the bookers and the promoters, and brought me backstage and said, here's Solomon, you meet Solomon, something like that. And ultimately, it's you who are doing the finishing touches of that and the work and but I can open doors that I feel like if you have the ability to capitalize on those open doors, then that's more power to you. You know,
Do you have other people who doing the same for you?
Simone did. Yeah. And then it's weird because I've never had management, I've never had an agent, and I've done pretty fucking well for myself in an industry where it really is like you versus the agencies, you versus the management companies, and going through and just doing being like solo and booking and all that stuff because part of it is there's a weird um kind of there's a weird thing where as an artist when you're representing yourself in things like contract negotiations or yeah, pretty much that, or like just money and things, you have to delineate the two sides of it, where you can either be the artist or you could be your own manager, but you kind of have to tread lightly, because if you're an asshole when you're defending yourself on the
Yeah.
management side, people just associate that to you as the artist side, when that doesn't happen if you have a management company or an agent fighting for that stuff for you and saying, yo, like, we need a fucking drink rider here. Like, the dude's fucking thirsty as hell on the stage, and he's, can't get a
So
drink.
you're always fighting for yourself if you have any.
That's it. And it always feels like an uphill battle. So I like to, I mean, going back to the beginning of this conversation, is that I like to be able to help out people who are fighting for themselves,
Do you think it's coming from your childhood or maybe from your parents? Because the actions that you're like describing right now, it's not like I've never met. I rarely met the people like you. And have you ever think from where it comes from, like your big heart and
Yeah,
like
I mean, I grew up in an amazing family. My parents are just absolutely, loving and supportive of me. Like, I was joking around earlier a little bit about them, but they've always supported me and been happy that I'm following my dreams and stuff. And they're impressed with when I send them those pictures of and those videos of massive crowds and stuff. And yeah, it definitely stems from that, and a lot of it stems from just my own experiences of just seeing how rough it is, making it, and how many there's so many DJs out there, and how to separate yourself from the crowd and get yourself, you know, forever. I didn't even know what the fucking agent or a manager did. I still fucking don't know, and it's like I uh I do. I take that back. I do. It's the stuff that I'm wishing was done for me, but I'm part of it is that I've just I don't want to be jaded by the industry, and I don't want other people to. I want to give people alleviate some of that stress on other people. So it's like, okay, here's what I did. Here's I have every single record label's A&R in an email that I can give to you, and I can help you decide. I've done all that homework of figuring out what labels want certain types of music, and I know the guy that absolutely picks what tracks go on Defected, that kind of stuff. And it's I mean, not that Defected accepts anything.
I don't know, you like all your experience and everything that you saying, it feels like you are ready to maybe write a book or did some like motivation courses, like
Yeah,
how to be
right.
DJ. Because also besides that you have this kind of experience, you have a big energy and possibility to help people and say about it and share your experience, just like
Right. Right. I actually, so
we can
last
sell your courses,
yeah.
like
Was it Basel? After Basel, I went to Turks and Caicos and did a mentorship program.
yeah, 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 you
Yeah.
can do this thing. I think so
Yeah.
because you're very like you have this passion.
Yeah, and part of it is not me being able to tell people exactly what to do. It's actually, this is the same with my sobriety too. What I can do is I can tell my story, and people can pick and choose what aids them in the situation, and then I can give them some resources to kind of develop their own uh musical growth or sobriety, or so like writing the book and stuff like that. Yeah, maybe I can, you can tell your story and or my story, and it'll help other people adjust how they do it.
Yeah. What is your dream for the John Monoky as an artist?
For some of my next few releases to fucking actually make it. To put some, to do some damage on the charts and stuff, and have people say, like, recognize uh kind of the music making side of it, because I spend so much time on these productions, and like a lot of them just fall on deaf ears, and I don't know if some of them have been to the quality that they could have been, but I think I'm working on it and driving there, and it'd be fun to kind of have like a second, third, fourth stage of my career where I'm actually, you know, touring and playing festivals and have an agent and a manager and stuff and people fighting for me, and I'm not having to do it all by myself, you know, because I've always done it. It's always been just me. I've never had a single other person help me, which is pretty crazy.
If you have a chance to meet yourself like 10, 12 years ago, what you can say to yourself as a young John Monoky?
Fuck, I think I
What
was
advice?
cooler back then. Yeah. What, you mean what would a 12,
Advice. What
what
advice?
would that guy tell me? He'd be
No, no,
like,
no.
"Yo,
What
chill the fuck
you?
out, bro." You yeah. No, you know, what advice would I say? I would just say keep sticking with it. Keep driving cuz uh, your dream's not dead. Like I'm living my dream right now to play music and to I mean, I'm a fucking resident at Space, like which is my that's my shit, you know, and I'm there a couple times a month and it's like I am living my dream. So you know what I would tell myself is uh soak in and enjoy the ups and don't be too hard on yourself in the downs because it's like riding a wave where you don't have to be too high on the highs and you don't have to let it be too low on the lows. And if you just kind of ride with the flow, you'll be happier in life and you won't have to live these absolute extremes. And you'll understand that when you're down, you don't have to be too down. And when you're up, you enjoy those things, you know, soak them in. Yeah.
Are you happy?
Yeah.
We are happy for you. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for coming. I'm really happy that we had a chance to have you in our podcast. Hopefully that soon we will be famous and popular to because I want people see my guests and listen to stories because it's priceless, and I'm happy that we had a wonderful team here.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
I
You
will
guys
film
rock.
them later. I will do it because
Yes.
yeah, thank you so much. Everything is super like professional, and I hope that we will have a great show today. Um, and I'm very happy. It's like
Where
about
is your show again?
I forgot the name of this.
Oh, Esme.
Yes, Esma,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
hotel.
yeah. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yes. Have you ever
Yeah.
been there?
Yeah, yeah, it's
No,
great.
I've never. So we will try. So because John has
Oh wait,
a
they wouldn't let me in
factory
because I
town.
was wearing shorts the other day. So I gotta, if I come, I gotta wear.
I'll bring you pants, no worries. So guys, thank you so much for watching us, and John, thank you so much for coming. You're
Thank you
the
so much
best.
for having me. Thank you guys for all the help.
Don't use drugs, don't drink, enjoy the life, and be happy.
No, use drugs responsibly, drink responsibly, in moderation. Yeah.
That's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Woo!